But he wanted to make sure you were thinking about the right thing.
Exactly.
All right. So how did that reading material help you develop into the adult that you are now? Keep talking.
That's probably a good question. I'm not sure. William F. Buckley, though, is one of my all-time favorite thinkers, writers, people. I think he was almost right about everything that he said. You talked about not enjoying soundbite artists. He definitely wasn't a soundbite artist. His firing line was on for 30-something years. It started on CBS and moved to PBS after a couple of years, and it was a fascinating program where he spent an hour examining one issue, usually with a single guest, exhaustively. And he liked being surrounded by very, very intelligent people, which it changes the way you think, because he didn't get sound bites from people on his. Usually, if he did, he tore them apart. But it caused you to think about things, and I have a hard time with sound bites because very few issues can be boiled down to a quick phrase. They require a degree of thinking that we tend not to do anymore.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
There's a good and bad. The reality is that people have short attention spans. Whether it's not a new phenomenon. It's the way we are. We have to survive. You have to be somewhat distractible. You have to be, we have, in my regular work, I do a lot of work with psychology and neuroscience and bringing that into business. And one thing that we've learned is that we have negative emotions and positive emotions, and they're orthogonal. It's not one line that you're either happy or you're sad. It's kind of parallel planes that have a lot to do with each other. They have great influence on one another, but they can exist simultaneously. The person in severe pain can laugh. It couldn't do that if it were all part of the same continuum. And those negative emotions are important because I like to say that negative emotions are what keep us from being eaten by tigers.
Yes.
But the positive emotions are what keep us from becoming tigers. And both have to be cultivated. The negative emotions they respond very well to sound bites and very short statements and negativity. A bad thing is going to happen. Look at how easy it is to rally people around something bad. We're all, it takes some extreme thing where we are truly all against murder. I think most of us, the people who are on this side of the bars. I hope anyway. It's very easy to have an anti-murder rally. I can get everybody in the world to participate in that. As soon as I say, and this is what we should do about it, the crowd disperses.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that. Not everybody. Some people will agree with me, some won't. That's where it becomes difficult, and that's where, oddly enough, the positive emotions to some degree come into play, where we're trying to make a positive statement toward achieving common good or abolishing an acknowledged evil. How do you do that? That's where it becomes difficult, and people don't like to think about that.